Hey folks, JD here. The S20W. Right, what did I think about that flight? Well, to be honest, I thought that flight was very, very good. I thought that the quadcopter was very agile, very nimble. I thought that at the same time it was built very well, and that it at no point did I have cause for concern when this quadcopter was flying just with standard flight. Every single time I pushed the analog sticks, the quadcopter relayed the exact commands that I had entered, and there was no problems. I found it to be a very, very enjoyable experience. I did find, however, that there were one or two little down points, which I will come to in a couple of minutes. But overall, I thought that this particular quadcopter is a very good entry-level GPS videography drone. Now, follow me and FPV. This was the downside. It was that follow me didn't work. All that happened, exactly as you see in this video, is that the quadcopter just circles around in a huge arc. And that's pretty much all it does. It doesn't lock onto you, it doesn't go anywhere else, it just circles you. Every single time I put it into follow me mode, this is what happened. I even reset the gyro, I even reset the GPS compass calibration, but still the exact same thing happened. So in the end, I just gave up on follow me. Honestly, I think follow me is a bit of a gimmick. It's not something that is used in real world. It's certainly not something that I use in the real world when it comes to quadcopter flying. It's something that I think you can do without on quad. So therefore, I didn't harbour any grudges with this quadcopter because of that follow me. Now, this FPV, it looks excellent, doesn't it? It very much looks very bright. You can see a load of colours. Okay, it's quite slow in places. That's okay. We're just concerned at the minute at how this looks. It's because this day was extremely bright. Therefore, the camera is going to give you a very, very good output from that. When you do alter these light levels, though, and you do go for a much lower level, like a standard day, this is what you get. The quality is so significantly different. There's no life to it. It looks dead. There's no popping colours. It just looks lifeless. Now, you get this a lot with varying light levels, as we're going to see later on in this particular video as well. But this is something that stood out to me a lot when I got the output file from this camera, from the S20, and I did think, well, to be honest with you, you're buying an entry-level quadcopter, what do you expect? It isn't terrible, it is passable, it's not professional, so to be honest, it's okay. The S30W flight. Right, S30W wasn't as fluid and it wasn't as refined as the S20. I found the S30 to be quite jarring. I found that every single time you turned a corner, it seemed at that angle, it didn't seem to roll right. It just seemed to be quite aggressive. It doesn't matter whether you had in speed mode 1, 2 or 3, this is exactly what I thought from this particular quadcopter. Well, I suppose in so many things, in so many words, it's okay, it's entry level, it's for beginners, but still, if you have been flying a lot of professional drones and then you fly this does stand out like a mile. The camera on it seems a bit like an afterthought. The quality isn't very good, and if you do try and get a nice sweeping shot, it's almost impossible because of those jarring movements. Stability in FPV. So the stability, though, is excellent. Watch this. So this is just GPS hold and the barometer altitude hold as well. Look at this. We've got a nice little breeze hitting this quadcopter. The quadcopter is acting against that. It's working out everything, and it seems to be holding extremely well. So that is something I cannot fault this quadcopter for, is absolutely 100% stability. And in stability comes confidence. This is one of the output videos. So this video was filmed in winter. You can see it looks a lot like the S20's output. I think the S30 is slightly better. Not by a lot, but it is marginally better on quality. So you can definitely in this video tell where the puddles are. You can differentiate between the colours of what I'm wearing. You can see the sky, and you can see the tree line as well. So all in all, I think that's quite good. But all in all, once again, the video isn't. It is passable. It's not professional, not even semi-professional. It's okay if, like me, you're testing a copter and you need to see what the camera quality is like, or if you're doing this as a hobby grade thing, just for your own private video collection. then I think this quality is quite passable. But if you actually want to take this copter out to look at a building or look at a landscape or look at something which you want to see that detail, you're not going to get it with this copter. Now, there are a couple of down points to that as well. There are a couple of other points to that as well. If you do increase the light quite a lot, you can get quite a good looking video from this camera. But quite literally, the one day a year we get which is spectacular would be the day that you'd be waiting for to get that particular footage. Other than that, it just looks like this. The S70. Now this was the last out of the SJRC copters that I flew, and I found this one to be overall the best. It does seem to me, it may not be at all how it is, but it does seem to me as if you going from the S20 to S30 to S70, your flight increases, your flight time increases, your control over the quadcopter gets better. The quadcopter's movements get more refined. Everything seems a little bit better. And this copter just had it in spades. Now, there are a couple of down points which I'll come to in a little minute, but just for its flight, I thought it was excellent. Every single movement that I made on that transmitter relayed, well, immediately. There was no delay whatsoever. The copter is extremely loud though, and with those brushed motors, does actually it feels a little bit hampered on takeoff, but then after takeoff it feels absolutely fine. This copter did give me a load of confidence to fly it far and fly it high. Follow me. Now, as with the SJRC 20 and the SJRC 30, as you can see me gesturing here, the copters just moved around in a circle. With this particular copter, it was a bit different. No, follow me didn't work, but it did have a much different output to the other two. With this one, it very furiously went from where it was sitting in the middle, it moved on to the right and then back, it shot back onto the left. That was the second time I tried it. The first time I tried it, I had a no GPS signal available or low GPS signal available. Please move to another part. So that's exactly what I did. And then you can see what it does here. And I push the button. There we are. It moves to the right. It goes back to the left, increases altitude slightly, and then that's pretty much all that it does. It didn't try to lock onto me, it didn't try to find me, it just moved around quite erratically. Once again, it's a gimmick, it doesn't really bother me. I took it out to follow me and just enjoyed the rest of the flight. The FPV and camera quality, again, is passable. It's a little bit better than the S30. Now, in this video, we're going to be looking at multiple light sources. So here, the light is quite medium. It's not brilliant. You can see that the colours, again, look quite dead. But you can see there's a lot of colour in that sky. You can see the pink, you can see the purple. Looks really quite good. The quality is a lot better. You can see me, it's not as noisy. It just seems a little bit better. Now, in a couple of moments, I'm going to shift this quadcopter over to the left, and then you're going to see this video brighten up. And it's that very low light levels that are what you need to get the best out of this particular camera. Look at that. Now, that is a lot better. Now, what I'm also going to try as well in this video is I do increase my altitude slightly and I do look directly at the sun. That gives us excellent cloud coverage. You can see, look at that sky, beautiful. You can see the tree line, but underneath the tree line you can see hardly anything. I couldn't see if there's anybody walking in that field. All in all, I do think that's a bit of a letdown. But still, the cameras are progressing, they are getting better, so hopefully on the next model we are going to see a much better camera once again. Now, what I have taken from these three quadcopters is this. The S20 is good if you are a beginner to GPS quadcopters and if you want to do a little bit of videography, because its quadcopter movements are quite fluid. The S30 is if you are new to quadcopters, you want to have a little look at a GPS quadcopter without spending too much money. At the same time, you don't really care that much about the camera, you just want to start to learn how to fly properly, then the S30 could be one for you. Now, the S70, once again, is a clear progression, so it's an upgrade on the 20 and 30. That's exactly how I see it. So I would get the S70 if I just wanted something that was a bit better as a hobby-grade quadcopter that wasn't going to be anything as expensive as a Parrot or a DJI drone. Now, that being said, the S20 and the S20 and the S30 are under 250 grams. The S70 is over 250 grams. It actually comes in at over 600. So you are going to have to register that. So if you are in an area where you do have flight restrictions on weight, then the S70 is something that you are going to have to register. All in all, though, I think all three are very good in their right place. I do believe, though, that the S70 is the best out of these three. So there we are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.